Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Shiur. We'd like to thank our sponsors for this week, and we'd like to wish a refuah shlema to Ram ben Sarah Gito and Leilu Nishmat David ben Simcha. And today we have a special edition for Shavuot. We're going to focus on a Gemara, two Gemarot, Bezrat Hashem, in Pesachim. They can be found on Daf Samechet Amud Aleph. That's 68a. You can look it up over there. And the Gemara says like this, Tanya, a Braita, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Ein la'adam b'yom tov ela o ochel v'shoteh o yoshev v'shoneh. Rabbi Eliezer says that on Yom Tov, a person has only one of two options. Either he can eat and drink, or he can sit and learn. You cannot have achila and shtiyah, eating and drinking, and learning. You only can have eating and drinking or learning. One of two options. Rabbi Yoshua Omer, Chalkeu. Rabbi Yoshua argues, and he says you divide. Chetzio la'achila u'shtiyah, vechetzio lebet midrash. Half of the day should be spent on eating and drinking. It doesn't have to be half, it can be less than that. Vechetzio lebet midrash, and part of it should be spent in the bet midrash learning. And again, it doesn't have to be half, it can be even more than half. Now, when it comes to Shavuot, we have an important opinion, again by Rabbi Eliezer. Amar Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar says, Hakol modim ba'atzeret. Everybody agrees, whether it's Rabbi Eliezer, who said you can either eat or learn, and Rabbi Yoshua, who says you can eat as well as learn. Everybody agrees that on Atzeret, which is the Chag of Shavuot, the Ba'ina nami lachem. Because he says, we also need lachem. You also need to take care of yourself. That means you for sure need to eat and drink on the Yom Tov of Shavuot. For the other Yamim Tovim, Pesach and Sukkot, etc. So those Yamim Tovim, Rabbi Eliezer says that you either eat or you learn. On Shavuot, even Rabbi Eliezer says that you must spend time eating. Mai Tama, why is it that by Shavuot, what's so special about Shavuot that you need to eat, you need lachem to take care of yourselves? Yom shenitna bo Torahu, because it's the day that the Torah was given. So this Gemara needs to be understood. We need further clarification on this. Why is it that because Shavuot is the day that the Torah was given, therefore we need to eat and drink? One would think that it's precisely the opposite. On the day the Torah was given, the Torah is the most spiritual entity that we possess. On the most spiritual day of the year, Shavuot, perhaps one should not eat and drink. We see from Yom Kippur, the more spiritual a day is, like Yom Kippur, the less we eat and drink. In Yom Kippur, we're compared to the angels, the malachim. They don't eat and they don't drink. And so we also go in their ways. So why on Shavuot specifically is that the holiday in which the Gemara tells us everybody agrees you must eat and you must take care of yourselves? It seems to be counterintuitive. So we'd like to now bring the Anaf Yosef. He's one of the Perushim over here in the Sefer En Yaakov. And the Anaf Yosef says the following idea. Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yoshua are arguing on the following idea. Rabbi Eliezer says that when a person is giving pleasure to his body, he is torturing his neshama. We are made up of two components, as we already know. We've spoken about it so many times. We are made of a guf and a neshama, a body and a soul, and they are joined together. And Rabbi Eliezer says that the more you feed your guf, the more you take away from the neshama, the more it suffers. And on the contrary, the more you feed your neshama, the more your guf suffers. You're torturing your body by giving to your neshama. Now, the Anaf Yosef says that food and drink and all sorts of other ta'anugim, enjoyments of this world, these are things which feed to the guf, they feed to the body of a person. And therefore, when one eats and when one drinks, he should know that his neshama is not being taken care of. His neshama is there waiting for its food and its drink, and it's not getting it because the neshama's food and drink, what sustains the neshama is spirituality, and specifically in this context, learning Torah, sitting in the Bet Midrash and learning Torah, or allowing your husband to go to the Bet Midrash and learn Torah while you maybe relax or take care of the kids, whatever it might be, that is what sustains and that's what feeds the neshama. And therefore, Rabbi Eliezer says that we have a mitzvah of v'samachta bechagecha, to be happy on the Chag. Every Yom Tov, there's a mitzvah of being exceptionally happy, more than any other time of the year. So unfortunately, that would be impossible if we do both. Because if we're going to be eating and drinking, then the neshama is suffering. And if you're going to spend the whole day in the Bet Midrash, then the guf, the body, is suffering. So if you spend your day doing half and half, then it ends up that nobody wins. The neshama does not win and the guf does not win. There is no v'samachta bechagecha. So Rabbi Eliezer says, let's negotiate and let's at least give one of these two aspects the pleasure that it needs, and let's sustain it. Let's give at least the guf v'samachta bechagecha by eating and drinking, or let's give the neshama at least v'samachta bechagecha by learning Torah. And therefore Rabbi Eliezer says that generally on Yom Tov, you're either eating or you are learning. There is no middle ground. There is no compromise. Whereas Rabbi Yehoshua, so he says something else. Rabbi Yehoshua says that we don't focus on the neshama and the guf separately. We don't look at them as two individual items. We look at the person as a whole. Again, we are comprised of these two things. So you can either look at all the ingredients in the mixture, or you can look at it as one final product, and that's us. That's a person, a human being. It's a guf and a neshama. So Rabbi Yehoshua says, again, his opinion is that you split the day, half learning, half eating. And he says that's because even though, yes, while you are eating, your neshama is suffering, and while you are learning, your body, your guf is suffering, but on the whole, if you zoom out and take everything into account, and you look at the person as the composition of these two things, then what comes out that the person does have hana, he does get enjoyment. There is v'samachta bechagecha for the person as a whole. The neshama inside of him is enjoying when he's learning. The guf that he has is enjoying when he's eating. And so there is a picture of v'samachta bechagecha according to Rabbi Yehoshua, even if you split the day in half. However, when it comes to Shavuot, we said everybody, even Rabbi Eliezer, says the ba'ina nami lachem, you also need to eat and drink on Shavuot. You can make this compromise. You can do both. And the reason given is because Yom Shenitna Bo Torahu, it's the day that the Torah was given. What does that mean? We asked the question, so what if the Torah was given that day? On the contrary, that's the day we should sit and learn. We should learn Torah on the day the Torah was given. Don't you agree? So the Anaf Yosef explains that when we were at Har Sinai and Hashem gave us the Torah, we said, Na'aseh v'nishma. We will do and we will listen. First, we will accept the instructions that you give us, all the 613 mitzvot, and then v'nishma, and then we will understand why they need to be done, if we ever get around to understanding why they need to be done. And what that did for us is, says the Anaf Yosef, that we accepted upon ourselves not just the Torah, not just food for our neshama, but we told ourselves that even our bodies, even our guf is going to be totally given towards the Torah. And we received a special koach, a special force, a special assistance from Shamayim, that when we do engage in physical activities, the ruchniut, the spiritual side, is going to be so powerful that it's going to pull with a magnetic force all the physicalities towards it. That is the special koach of the day of Matan Torah, the day the Torah was given, the day of Shavuot. That even the physical, even the eating and the drinking, even that is spiritual. That is the power of the Torah, more than any other holiday, more than Sukkot and more than Pesach, where we spend a lot of time eating and drinking. But on Shavuot, everybody agrees you need to eat, because even that eating, even that food and drink is also spiritual. It is also ruchniut. And this is a big lesson in our religion and Judaism as a whole, that any time we do engage in physical activity, eating, drinking, sleeping, etc., whatever it is that we're doing that's physical, we always have to direct it towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I am sleeping now so that I can wake up rested tomorrow, so that I can go to shul, so that I can go to work and provide for my family, so that I can learn in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, 3 times a day, a few hours a day. I need to rest so that I can take care of my children. I need to eat for those same reasons. I need to keep my body healthy. I need to work out and exercise so that I can be the best Oved Hashem I could possibly be. If we eat something, if we eat a pizza or a steak or a burger or Joe Booze, and we enjoy it so much, it's delicious. Now, Eli's Catering also, if you're listening, all the Moroccan caterers for that matter, I don't want to leave anybody out. The food is delicious. It's so tasty and delectable. If we're only eating it because it's good, because we just want to fill our stomachs and our throat can enjoy the taste and our palate can taste all the different flavors that the chicken has to offer, so that's we missed the point. Or maybe not, we got a point, our goof enjoyed, but it could be so much more elevated. It could become a spiritual experience, something as mundane as eating or sleeping, taking a nap in the afternoon, exercising, sitting down and talking with your wife, sitting down and talking with a friend, going to a coffee shop. These mundane activities could be elevated to something absolutely spiritual if our minds are in the right place. How do we do that? How do we achieve the right mindset to make things spiritual? The answer is right here. It's Yom Shenitna Bo Torah, the day that the Torah was given, Naaseh v'nishma, when we say we're going to listen to Hashem before we understand, no matter what, no matter how hard it is, no matter how impossible it seems, no matter how difficult it might be to keep Shabbat or to not eat at the pickle barrel or bagel world. No matter how difficult that is for us, we are still going to listen to Hashem, and we are not going to do those things. We will not speak Lashon Hara. We will not eat non-kosher food anymore. We will light the Shabbat candles. We will sit and make Kiddush on Shabbat without the television being on. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to do it, and therefore we are going to do it. And when we accept that upon ourselves, that gives us a special assistance to keep those mitzvot and to make everything that physical that we do into something spiritual. So if a person wants to rack up mitzvot and he wants to get special reward for sleeping at night, so this Shavuot we can internalize this message and we can realize Yom Shenitna Bo Torah, the day the Torah was given, that's today, that's this coming Sunday night, Shavuot. We can understand and get into our heads that even the physical, even eating and drinking, is something spiritual and can actually get us closer to Hashem, maybe even in a certain way more than certain mitzvot. We'd like to thank again the sponsors, and we thank you all for listening. A Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom.